Have you ever wondered why some print-on-demand sellers get their first sales in their first week, while others can wait for months? Well, today, let's unveil the 4 secrets of people who get their first sales quickly. I'm a firm believer that it is still extremely possible to be successful with print-on-demand, yet I get thousands of comments stating Etsy and print-on-demand are oversaturated and it's impossible for a new seller to make sales. Yet, every single day, I am uncovering people who have 200 sales and started 2 months ago. And I'm also a firm believer that people saying that print on demand is too saturated are people who have 1, a limiting belief, and because they tell themselves this, they never have to give it a go and can never see themselves fail, so it's protecting them. Or number 2, they gave it a try for a week and didn't put in any real effort and didn't get to see the results, so now they can claim it doesn't work. But for the people who truly believe that they can make this work and they're going to put in the effort to make it work, here are my top 4 tips to getting sales quickly on Etsy. So number 1, do not compete on niches. Teacher shirts, nursing shirts. Some Etsy stores are making a massive killing on Etsy. These are some of the most searched for products. But unfortunately, because of that, they're also the most competitive markets. As a brand new Etsy seller, it is going to be very hard to compete with stores that already have thousands of sales behind all their teaching and nursing sweatshirts. They're going to be ranking on page 1 and you are not going to be found because you're on page 100 as a brand new seller. So what you're going to do is either majorly sub niche down or find a brand new niche. And you can do this using eRank. Instead of using teacher shirt, type in teacher shirt. You can see here they get almost 10,000 searches a month, but 700,000 competition. But scroll down and we can find other sub niches within teaching that are more specific that still have a high amount of searches but less competition. For example, 3rd grade teacher shirt. This one is a perfect example. ESL teacher shirt. We have history teacher shirt, but we have 6th grade teacher shirt, dance teacher shirt. Get extremely specific within the teaching or nursing or mom niche that you want to create designs for, because you're not going to be competing on just teacher shirt anymore. You need to get specific, and secretly, specific sells more anyway. If someone is looking to buy a gift for their history teacher, are they more likely to buy a history teacher shirt or just a teacher shirt? They'll probably buy the one that's more relevant to the person they're buying for. Or instead of sub-niching down, how will you find a niche that is already just less competitive? You can do this by just thinking of some niches that maybe you like that are extremely specific. Do you love to eat ramen? Do you love boba? Do you love to go to barre classes? What do you like to do that majority of people are not in? The more specific and less popular, the better. For example, I love breathwork, and that was one of my first best-selling niches because the people that do breathwork are super passionate about it, but a lot of people would not think to design for that unless you're actually within that niche yourself. And by doing this, you have all the inside jokes already for all these niches. So competitors are going to find it hard to compete with you if they are not actually in that niche themselves. I have seen stores focused around a career I had never heard of before, but they had 30 sales in their first month because no one was designing for that career before. You can get specific on career, hobby, food, a location. There are tons of ways to get extremely specific and stick out and not compete on big niches, but instead stick out by going for the small niches as a new seller. My number 2 tip is instead stick out with product. Many print-on-demand sellers start and the first thing they add is t-shirts, but say they dreamed of starting a teacher shirt print-on-demand store. Unfortunately, like I mentioned, maybe that niche is just really saturated, but what could be underserved is a different product within that niche. Teaching shirt gets 10,000 searches and has almost 700,000 competition. That means for every single search, there is about 70 different listings. But how about with another product? Say maybe we wanted to do a tote bag store. Let's search teacher tote bag. Under teacher tote bag, there's a lot less searches, but there's still 2,600 a month. And under competition, we have almost 45,000. So for every search for a teacher tote bag, there's only 17 options. So if you are a teacher and you are set on selling teaching products, don't go the main product that every single new seller goes for. Because again, you're way less likely as a new seller to be found under teacher shirt, but you have almost 3 times more chances of being found for teaching tote bags. And combine the two together of sub-niching down and changing products, and under eRank, you're gonna find even more tote bag sub-niches for the teaching niche that you can use to stick out even even further. I personally use the cotton canvas tote bag by Liberty Bags. The code is 0AD113, but there's also all over print tote bags. There are a few different options in here depending on how you want to design your products. Next tip I have for new sellers, and this is something I want to scream from the rooftops, is do your research on top selling designs before you start designing yourself. If on Etsy you are not studying best sellers, you're not understanding what fonts are doing really well, are text-based designs doing really well, what type of styles are trending right now. If you are going in blind and not doing your research, I can guarantee your designs are not going to be top sellers because you have zero data backing them up when you're creating them. You're just creating whatever comes to your mind when you are on Canva. So one thing I'm not doing is I am not copying someone's design. You're going here and studying to see what's doing well. We can see this retro font seems to be doing extremely well. That's something we might want to note, and we might want to go searching for our own type of retro font to use on some of our designs. You can see the types of placements that are doing big, our placements that are covering the whole shirt doing better, our placements in the corner of the shirt doing better. What we can do by doing our research is I'll just search up a bunch of different niches and see if there's a design that I can both improve and that I can apply to brand new niches. So this one here, it's a beautiful day for learning. Maybe it could be changed to it's a beautiful day for saving lives for doctors. Maybe a similar design, it's a beautiful day for learning, is not yet applied to a tote bag. If it's doing really well on a shirt, chances are a similar design, and again, ideally changed to a brand new niche so you're not competing with this person, but applying it on your tote bag product is another way that you can stick out as well. We have this one down here that says first grade teacher, maybe history teacher with a similar icon, or you can mix two different designs that you find to create a brand new one would do well. But again, it is very hard to start from nothing if you don't have design experience already. And my last tip, which I think is one of the biggest game changers right now, is finding a way to add personalization to your products. Back to our example here. If you notice something in the top list here of all of the best sellers, 3 out of 4 of them have customization. You can change the name here. You can add a custom school name, or you can add the teacher's name. You can add in a custom date, a custom name. You can have them send a logo. There are many different ways to add personalization. And by adding personalization to different niches that don't yet have personalization in some of the listings is how you can stick out even further. In most niches lately, if you take a look at the top sellers, most of them have customization. You can be extremely successful without offering customization. I really didn't offer customization until this year, but quickly, all the ones that I've added personalization have quickly climbed to become some of my best sellers. Something I hear from a lot of people though is that they don't want to spend the extra time working on personalized orders because it does take extra steps to pretty much go edit the file, resave it, and re-upload it to your print provider like Printify. But now there is also a solution for that, and that is HelloCustom.io. So if this is what is stopping you from offering personalization, I have a full tutorial on how to use HelloCustom.io, but they use artificial intelligence to complete your design with the customization that your customer enters in the personalization box, which is a huge game changer because it's going to save you so much time on your personalized orders. If you are interested in this, in the description below, I have a link that you can get 14 free days and then a certain code that you can use to get $15 off your first month. Combine these 4 tips and you will be getting sales fast. Pick new niches that have way less competition, and then find products with way less competition. And then make sure you are doing your research so you understand what type of designs are selling. And then on top of that, layer on some personalization and you have best sellers right off the bat.